Hello everyone, it's Imran here. Welcome back to another video. So, I'm officially going to be reacting to another fan-made Thomas story adapted by the folks at Carlton's Video Workshop that's written by the Berry Trog, and it's the last video of the Dudley saga, which is lifting the curtain. Finally, we're here at the last part of the Dudley saga. I'm super excited to be reacting to this right here. I have reacted to the previous two. I have reacted to the previous three parts. I mean, as I mentioned before, I reacted to part one, Dudley, um off camera, like last year before I started making videos. I had to wait until only like 2 weeks ago before I was able to react to the next story. So I'll give you a quick summary. So I did react to the first story of Dudley. But that was way back last year when this other YouTuber, can't really remember his name, did his own little adaptation for the Dudley saga. Right there, he only did, let me reiterate that did an adaptation of his own adaptation of the first story of the Dudley saga, which is obviously called Dudley. He was going to adapt the rest of the series, but he eventually cancelled it. He did so. I have been debating when I have been waiting to see what another one of my favorite Trains Thomas YouTubers adapt it. But when I heard the folks at Carson's Video Workshop was going to do their own take on the Dudley saga, I was like, you know what? I really like the Video Workshop's content. Why don't I wait until? And I have reacted to some of their content on this channel, so why not wait until their versions are uploaded? So I already saw, like I said, the first part Dudley, but I have reacted to the other two parts, previous parts, Sparks Fly for Bear and Cannonball. I'll have them up in the top right corner of your screen right now if you want to go check them out. You should see Sparks Fly for Bear first. And now you'll see the Cannonball down in the top right corner of your screen. So I have reacted to the two. I've reacted to all three previous parts so far. Obviously, part one off camera last year when this other YouTuber was going to do his own saga before it got cancelled, and the other two I did react to through cast. I reacted to on camera through Carson's Video Workshop, and I did make sure I did watch Carson's version of Dudley off camera to give myself a bit of a refresher of the first story. But here we are, lifting the curtain. I mean, Dudley really is proven to be a very nasty engine. He is, particularly towards Bear. I mean, last two parts, all I can say is poor Bear, and the fact Dudley told a lie about Bear to the point where basically the whole Northwestern Railway turned against Bear. That was a low. That was a proper low right there for that Dudley did right there. So it seems that Dudley's finally going to see his coppins. Not sure how I feel about what's going to happen with the thumbnail though, but from what I can see in the thumbnail, why do I have the feeling this is not going to end too well for Dudley? It is. I mean, I know he'll probably get sent away, but I don't know. I don't know. I just have a feeling this will end really badly for Dudley. But really have enjoyed this whole Dudley saga so far. The Berry Truck has done a fantastic job of writing this saga. So I could really enjoy the previous three parts. Now I can't wait to see what the last part's going to be all about. And will Dudley be found out? And can Bear get his redemption? We're about to find out. Link to the video I'm reacting to is in the description down below as always. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get straight into this.
One afternoon, Donald took a supplies train to the works. Henry, awaiting final repairs on his tender, smiled warmly.
Oh look, there's the
Hello,
narrow gauge.
Donald.
There's the narrow gauge engines right there. And I'm pretty sure that's Carson's using the Southern Industries models right there.
Warmly.
Oh look, it's Henry.
Hello, Donald. How is everything? Dudley getting on all right? I suppose. But I can't say the same for Bear. Donald explained about Bear's mishaps and Dudley's behaviour. Hey, doesn't it add up? He continued. It's not like Bear to act in such a way. I'm awfully suspicious of that Dudley. Henry grew stern.
Well, we all know for a fact that Dudley framed Bear for the two accidents. He framed Bear for the fuel tanker incident. Then he lied, saying that Bear didn't warn him about speed restrictions on the main line, when in reality, Bear did, but Dudley told a lie, and it turned everyone against Bear, it did.
You must tell the Fat Controller at once. I'm all too familiar with this sort of situation. Henry recounted the events of Diesel's stint on the railway.
Oh, with Spam
Didn't
Cam.
you see, gasped Donald. He even tried to lie about me. We caught him,
Who could forget that?
After Duck
in
went
Enterprising
to Edward's
Engines.
station. If Dudley's not stopped, Bear could be sent much further away. By the sounds of it, he's already got his coupling hooks in Gordon and James. Donald was pensive. Leave it with me, he said, and hurried back to the shed.
Come on, Donald. Donald, I know you for a fact you can take down Bear.
When Donald returned, he found Bear all alone, staring solemnly at his buffers.
Poor Bear.
Maybe the Fat Controller shouldn't have kept me, he sighed. Hey, rubbish, retorted Donald. You're an outlayer in a world of devilish diesels. I know you didn't have any ulterior motives. Our new pal, on the other hand. You mean you don't believe Dudley? Bear
Nope,
asked,
he doesn't
hopefully.
believe Dudley at all.
Donald recounted his conversation with Henry, and Bear smiled thankfully.
Come on, Bear, get your redemption.
Muddled in the radiator. And the question is, how do we prove he's behind all this? I know just the thing.
What is it?
The next day, Dudley was dozing at the shed.
Donald
was shunting nearby when Bear came excited.
Dudley's one of the worst. It's probably one of the best villains and the best OC character. It's the second best OC character behind Richard that has been ever created in the Thomas fandom. So we got to give our love to the Berry Truck for creating both Richard and Dudley. Speaking of which, I would like to see a Richard and Dudley story in the near future. Maybe even a Thomas and Dudley story. I don't know, Carson. That's just some suggestions right there.
Excitedly along. I say, Donald, he said loudly, where'd you put the coaches for the VIP train? Near the station, Donald replied with a grin. They're ready and waiting for you. Oh, excellent, said Bear. Oh, I'll better be off. Must be spick and span for our special guest.
Oh, Dudley, he's woken up and he can hear it.
Guest, smirked Dudley.
That's got Dudley's
Bear
attention
was
right
waiting
there.
in a siding for his driver to return, pretending to be asleep. He heard the rumble of trucks rolling past, accompanied by deep puffing. When the sound died away, he opened one eye.
Oh!
The trucks sat on the points, blocking
Did you
him.
see that animation?
He opened one eye.
Did you see the animation when Bear opened his eye right there? Oh, Carson, that was great animation right there with Bear's eye right there.
The trucks sat on the points, blocking him in.
Oh.
Worked like a charm, he chuckled.
This is all
to
part of their
himself.
plan, though. Bear and Donald's plan to expose Dudley.
Meanwhile, Dudley skulked around the sidings by the big station. Special coaches, he thought. Where would they be? Over here, came a voice.
Oh, those must be the
Dudley
special
looked
coaches
up
right
and
there.
hurried towards it. Into a siding he swerved, and waiting for him was... Hello, grinned Toad. You must be Mr. Dudley.
It's Toad!
You're not a special coach, Dudley growled.
What's Toad?
I never claimed to be one, sir.
I knew I had a feeling that either Toad or Oliver would play a part in the Dudley saga, and we've had to wait until the last part for that to happen. So it looks like Toad must have just been restored right here.
Were you looking for some? There's meant to be a VIP train, snarled Dudley, and I'll be the one to take it.
Oh.
A VIP train? Oh, that does sound thrilling. You? How did you get out of that siding? I helped him, said Dudley.
Oh, the Dudley's face!
Question is, how do you know he was trapped? Dudley went pale.
Oh.
Well, that is to say, an excellent question indeed, Donald. I'm curious to hear the answer.
It's the Fat
The
Controller!
Fat Controller stepped out of Toad.
Wow!
Well, Dudley, shall we hear the truth this time?
Busted! Caught red-buffered.
The engine's bewildered face twisted into a wicked snarl.
Oh.
Yes. It was all my doing. I'm still an engine in his prime. Why should I face the prospect of scrap? Oh, yes, we've all heard of the sanctuary that is the Fat Controller's railway. A haven where steam will always have a place. And yet...
That is true.
There still appears to be rats amongst us.
He's going full out on Bear.
I've proven my worth. Surely you wouldn't send an engine to his end, sir?
Would you, though?
The Fat Controller pondered. No, Dudley, he said at last. I wouldn't. Dudley smirked. And I wish you luck in finding a new home. However, it won't be here. You can't, Dudley gasped.
You've been busted, Dudley.
Deceit has no place on my railway. I welcome any engine, steam or diesel, who shows they are both useful and honest in their work. I hope you learn to change your ways. Perhaps then you will find what you seek. I politely ask that you leave at once. There was silence. Donald and Bear stood with bated breath. At last, Dudley gave a sinister smirk. Perhaps this railway isn't any different after all. You call this deceit? My dear sir, it is survival. The only thing that matters in this age of scrap. Well, you've won the battle, but not the war. I'll take my leave at your request, but you will remember me.
Oh, he charged at the Fat Controller.
Silently away, freeing Dudley from his siding. He puffed crossly backwards. Pleasant journeys, Mr. Dudley, called Toad cheerfully. Dudley
Toad just being his usual Toad self.
The Fat Controller fought to keep his composure.
Oh, he's even if the Fat Controller's laughing.
Dudley was soon coupled to a long line of wagons. Bear and Donald watched from the platform as he stormed away with much hooshing and huffing. Into the setting sun he puffed and disappeared on the horizon.
Bye-bye, Dudley. You will not be missed.
I do feel some sympathy for him, sighed Bear. Scrappy's a prospect no engine wants to face.
That is true.
Do you reckon he'll change? Can he see? Replied Donald. But with what he said to the Fat Controller, it might be too little too late.
Yep. Even though... That's what I love. You see, even though Bear is mad that Dudley framed him for a lot of stuff, Bear still feels a little sorry for Dudley. Dudley wants to find a new home. Dudley just wants to be a useful engine, but he obviously has a grudge. He's one of the steamies who has a grudge against diesels because at the time this was taking place. This obviously takes place, the whole Dudley saga takes place in 1967, it does, which obviously was the year that where we really start to see steam being withdrawn from British Railways we did, and Bear was one of the few diesels that replaced steam. There is a sense that Bear does feel guilty. He does feel bad for the steam engines who fear they have no future, and that the Fat Controller's railway is supposed to be a safe and haven place for steam engines, but it's not always the way. Hooray! Henry's back!
Life returned to normal on the Fat Controller's railway.
That's great to
Henry
hear.
came home from the works and gave Gordon and James quite an earful.
Oh.
They shamefully apologised to Bear at once. Bear was a much happier engine after that. He worked hard and always lent a wheel to engines in need. Though still friendly to visitors, he had no reservations about putting snooty diesels in their place.
Oh, you showed them,
The
Bear.
steam engines agreed that made him very useful indeed.
I love Oliver's face mask right there.
But what of Dudley? No one knows for certain. He seemingly disappeared after leaving the island of Sodor.
Hey, look,
Perhaps he changed his ways and found a new home. Many diesels on the other railway will tell you that, on misty nights, the hoarse puffing and deep whistle of a steam engine can be heard rumbling through on its way to the Fat Controller's railway. I wonder if the diesels are right.
What's going on?
Don't you?
What just happened? Who was that?
Rumbling through on its way to the Fat Controller's.
Oh my god! Oh shoot! Dudley was scrapped.
Railway.
Dudley was scrapped.
I wonder if the diesels are right.
And now he's become a ghost engine.
Don't you?
Oh, I never thought I'd say this, but poor Spam Can. He didn't deserve to see that right there. Did not deserve to see that right there. So you mean to tell me Dudley was scrapped after all of that? And he's turned into this ghost engine. Do you know what I realised? So you remember I think it was in 2021 when Carson uploaded a new story by the Berry Truck called Demons. And in that video, it showed a ghost engine with a face right there. Could that have been Dudley right there? Could that Dudley have been the ghost engine from Demons? Could he have been that ghost engine? Because I just realised that. It just came back to my head. What we saw right there in the end was potentially the ghost engine we saw in the Demon story that was uploaded to this channel back in 2021. So, is Dudley that engine? Is Dudley the engine from the Demon story? He was scrapped and he became a sort of demon ghost engine after he became scrapped. Wow. Dudley did not feel any sort of remorse for his actions right there. That makes him probably one of the most nastiest steam engines in the Thomas universe, and probably one of the nastiest OCs that I ever created. Quite the opposite of Richard. But holy cow, he little remorse for his actions, and well, I'm glad the Fat Controller found out about the truth, and I'm pretty sure he also offered an apology to Bear. I'm so happy, to see that Bear's finally been able to sail in fully on the island of Sodor. That was a nice little sequel to Enterprise and the Engines right there, the whole Dudley saga. But that ending, though, was not expecting that whatsoever. But all I can say is, wow, what an ending. That was a bit of a creepy ending right there you did, Carson. But what are my whole thoughts on this? What are my whole thoughts on the Dudley saga? Loved it. Absolutely loved it. I like how the Steamies versus Diesel narrative was flipped in this sense, where Dudley actually was the villain trying to get rid of Bear. He was because he had a grudge against Bear for being one of the many diesels that was replacing steam on British railways. And well, he really showed Dudley his nastiness. I'm pretty sure that also confirmed that Dudley was behind the accident. He was behind Henry's accident at Knapford Station. Pretty much so that he could have Henry out of action, so he could take advantage of Bear. First, framing him for the fuel tanker accident when he told Bear, when he clearly knew the fuel tankers were out of order for some reason, he decided to let Bear take them and lie to Bear and have him take them. And then, not to mention, number two, He lied, saying that Bear didn't give him a warning about speed restrictions on the main line, when Bear clearly did, and that turned everyone pretty much against him. But Dudley, like I said, got his coppins in the end. He got busted, but he showed little remorse for his actions, and in the end, it resulted in him getting scrapped and potentially becoming the ghost engine from Demons right there. But Barry Truck did a really, really fantastic job writing this story. It felt great. It felt so refreshing after so long that we were able to see Carson adapt to Saga for the first time in, I think, 4 years. So great job, Carson. Great to see you adapt to Saga once again. Really enjoyed it. Can't wait for this year's Halloween video. Hopefully it's not a story I've already reacted to, but my prediction, Carson, is still a part of me stayed behind by Richard Jordan. You're going to be adapting for this year's Halloween story. At least that's my prediction. But like I said, this whole Dudley saga was truly amazing. This was definitely the best version of the Dudley saga I've seen someone so far by a Trains Thomas YouTuber. And like I said, hopefully I can't wait to see what this year's Halloween special is all about. So yeah, you do want to check out my previous Thomas reactions whenever it's an audio story or Trains adaptation. I'll have a playlist up on the top right corner of your screen right now. So yeah, I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that like button for me. Let me know in the comments down below what you thought of this video I reacted to. Also, let me know in the comments down below what other videos you want me to react to next. And also let me know in the comments down below what you made of the Dudley saga as a whole. What did you think of it? How would you give it out of 10? Definitely a 10 out of 10 for me. I'll make sure you follow me on Instagram. My links will be in the description down below. I'll also make sure you subscribe to my second channel, my F1 channel. Links that will also be in the description down below. I'll be active on the community tab of that channel this weekend because it's the Formula One United States Grand Prix, and I'll be posting like maybe sort of live race updates on the community tab throughout tomorrow during the race. So make sure you subscribe to that channel down below. Share this video, subscribe if you're new here, ring that bell to get notified for when I upload new videos or when I post in the community tab, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye!